Lagos is a city of justice and progress, a cosmopolitan city of repute, a city brand with diverse political and socio-economic potentials. No wonder we call it the center of excellence. Let's broaden your horizon about this great city on the City of Lagos TV show. Thanks for joining us. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show. Welcome to Lagos Agencies in Focus. This is one platform on the show where we ascertain and verify the success story, significant initiatives, efforts, core mandates of strategic agencies in the City of Lagos. And of course, today we're going to be looking at one agency that is saddled with the responsibility of empowering Lagosians from diverse perspectives. And of course, when you talk about a cosmopolitan city like Lagos, which happens to be the commercial nerve center of this great city, it behoves on the government to come up with strategic initiatives and efforts to ensure that Lagosians, the citizenry, irrespective of ethnic group, irrespective of wherever you come from, you are properly empowered and, of course, given the necessary financial motivation to succeed. And so today we're looking at a very strategic agency, the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. This agency is under the able leadership of the Executive Secretary, Fiishayo Alayode. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you so much, and it's lovely to be on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is a very strategic agency that is saddled with a very critical responsibility. And so a lot of Lagosians might want to know who is managing this agency. So can you give us a brief but precise profile of your personality?
Thank you again for having me, and good afternoon. My name is Fiishayo Alayode. I'm the Executive Secretary of Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. My team and I manage the fund, not just myself. But honestly, it's been a year of leading this amazing organization. I'm honored to be able to do this by the power vested in me by the governor and his amiable team. In terms of personality, I'm someone that's always been that empathic leader. I'm someone that feels the pulse of everyone around her. And my background has been in corporate finance and more recently into development finance. But ultimately, I pride myself in saying I'm someone that likes to find solutions to everyday problems. And I think that drive and that passion has helped me succeed to find my role with the support of my most enabling team and also my board as well, and with the support of the governor of Lagos State.
Quite interesting. Now, what informed the establishment? What are its core values, the mandate, vision, and mission statement?
The organization was formed in 2016 by law, and our vision really is to be that organization that provides employment and entrepreneurship opportunities for every Lagosian. And our mission is to build resilient Lagosians, making sure that everyone has access to a livelihood and everyone has access to a job. And that's what drives us on a daily basis.
To what extent has the set objectives and obligations of the agency aligned with the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor to actually realize that developmental agenda?
M in the Theme Plus agenda is making Lagos a 21st century economy. That's what the M stands for. And for us to achieve that, we basically look at how we empower Lagosians to build that resilience, how we empower Lagosians to have a sustainable business. And our mandate helps achieve that agenda, because ultimately we support Lagosians by pooling resources from the private sector and the public sector to build capacity initiatives, provide access to capital, provide access to infrastructure to Lagosians, and ensuring that social development that allows them to survive in the 21st century world that we're in today. So that's how I would say that our organization, the agency, feeds into the Themes Plus agenda.
Alrighty. And now, what are the various loan payment financial support services and opportunities with interventions offered by LSETF to Lagosians?
I think the first one I would definitely speak about is our Access to Capital program. And that's one of our most thriving programs. It's where we give loans from 50,000 naira to 5 million naira to any Lagosian that qualifies for that loan. And we say to anyone that applies for the loan that you have to have the ability to pay back the loan. So we need to see that your business is sustainable, and it doesn't have to be a big business. So that's why we have a staggered approach to loan. So we have people that come to us for a loan of 200,000 naira, no collateral, but we have what we call a guarantor. So somebody has to confirm that they know who you are and you're an upstanding citizen of Lagos State, and that we know how to look for you if we need to look for you. But we have good beneficiaries that we haven't even had needed to call their guarantor, paid back within the stipulated time, and they haven't had any issues throughout the course of the loan. And once they pay that back over a year, it gives them the ability to then afford a bigger ticket item. And then we say to our beneficiaries that even after you've paid back the loan, if you wanted beyond the 5 million that we can give you access to, you can approach any other organization, because guess what? You've built a credit history. You've built a positive credit history with LSETF. You've proven that you can pay back that loan that you got access to. But the requirements are very straightforward. You have to have a BVN, a bank verification number, which is mandatory. You have to have a LASRA ID. LASRA ID is the Lagos State Registration Agency. So you have to confirm that you're a resident of the state to have access to those loans. And then you have to have a bank statement, just so we can see your cash flow, your revenue, your history. And then even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're an employee, we just want to see, what it is that you're doing. And then ultimately, we also need to check that you're paying tax or you're registered to pay tax. We need a tax ID from you. And I think that's pretty much it. And depending on the loan size, some of the requirements could change slightly, but they're not significant beyond the ones that I have already listed.
To fulfill your financial empowerment support obligations, how robust and buoyant is the agency's financial capital base to sustain and drive your ultimate obligations?
We get our funding from two parts. So we get our funding from the government, and we get our funding from non-government as well. And that's where we talk about our partnerships. So we are very, very thankful to our partners who buy into the work that the Lagos State government is doing and are always willing to come on board. We've had partnerships with commercial banks in the past. We've had partnerships with multilateral agencies, NGOs, development agencies as well. And we have partners that give us, cash, and we have partners that wouldn't give us actual funding. They'll give us resources towards certain programs that we co-run with them or collaborate with them on in LSETF. We're always looking for more partnerships in terms of that capital base you speak of. We're always looking to grow that, because there's a lot more we can do. There's a lot more lives we want to impact. So we're always open to more partnerships to actually help us deliver on our mandates.
Apart from partnerships, is there any form of synergy, collaboration between your agency and other critical ministries to fulfill your set objectives?
Yes, fantastic. So I think I should highlight that our parent ministry is the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment. So we're constantly engaged with them, and we co-facilitate some of our programs. We also have what we call a pipeline. So any resident that's plugged into Ministry of Wealth Creation, if they've completed a training with them, we say you can complete that training, you have a certificate from the ministry, and then you can come and secure a loan with us. So we work quite closely with our parent ministry as well. Another ministries I would say is the Ministry of Youth, Ministry of Agriculture. We co-created a program last year, Agri Innovation. So that's one that's very key, and we were able to fund 26 entrepreneurs in the agri space, giving them access to capital to actually get them to run. And it was a grant from the Ministry of Agri. We're also working with them to do the monitoring and evaluation to make sure that the people actually use the grants for what they actually intended for it to be used for. So kudos to Ministry of Agri for that partnership as well. And then Ministry of Science and Technology. I'm actually a member of the council for LASRIC, which is also funded by the Ministry of Science and Technology. and we actually work with them to see how we can push innovation out there in Lagos State, how we can support innovative ideas, give access to capital for anyone that has that innovative idea, whether it's across innovation, STEM, and just making sure that everyone gets that support. So that's the kind of work that we've done so far with the Ministry of Science and Technology. And there are other ministries that we partner with and agencies as well. I mentioned LASRA earlier on. That's one agency that we're in constant collaboration with. And we're looking to do some good work this year with other agencies in the state. Latif Jakande, we've had 2 or 3 fellows that have passed through our agency, and we're pouring into the next generation of leaders to make sure that they're well prepped and they have good visibility of what it is like to work for Lagos State government and how they can add more to the society as well. So those are some of the partnerships that we've had with ministries and agencies of Lagos State.
Looking at your agency's statistical data, can you give us verifiable data of Lagosians from diverse social strata and categories that have benefited from the empowerment scheme of the agency?
Thank you very much for that. I think starting point, we had a very good year in 2024. We were able to give grants to 1,761 businesses, and the grants stem from operations grant, IT grant, and a credit grant. And that's supporting any business that has been trying to build resilience after the COVID era. So it's an actual project that's funded by World Bank and the federal government. Under this RE3 in 2024. And then in terms of the jobs that we created through our loans programs, through our business support programs, we're actually able to support the enabling or creation of 43,000 jobs in Lagos State over the year 2024. And I think from inception to date, we've been able to support in one way or the other about 200,000 businesses in Lagos State from inception. So remember, we were created about 8 years ago. So it's about 200,000 businesses. And I should stress this, that business support comes in different forms. We have mentorship programs, we have master classes, we have advisory classes. And we're priding ourselves this year that we're going to go beyond finance. What other support do businesses need? So we're going to be doing insurance master classes. We can give a business a loan, right? But how do they ensure that loan, whatever asset they buy, whatever piece of work they do, piece of technology, how do they ensure that they don't lose that asset, So that's where insurance comes in. So we're going to be doing insurance master classes, just letting them know how they can build resilience through insurance. We're going to be doing capacity building workshops. We're going to be providing mentorship as well. So all of that falls under business support, and that's how we've been able to support businesses from inception to date beyond giving them access to loans. And then I would highlight that in terms of employability training for 2024, we had trained just under 4,000 vocational skills training to technical skills training, both on software development, on design workshop, design thinking, and some of the vocational training is to do with solar panel maintenance. How do you maintain a solar panel? So we've done a lot of those training with our partners as well. And the good thing is we've been able to place 2,700 of them in jobs. So one thing we do is it's not just training, we actually place people in jobs as well. So that's about, I would say, about a target of about 90% of those that have been trained, we've been able to place them in jobs as well.
Do you have any monitoring mechanism? Because it's not just about giving out loans, or for those you also take through some level of training. There must be a monitoring mechanism to actually measure your success.
Our monitoring and evaluation is a very robust team that we have at LSTF. And believe it or not, we say to ourselves that without data, we can't make an informed decision. So without a doubt, without monitoring and evaluation, we won't be able to get access to more partnerships. We won't be able to assess that what we're doing, the intervention we're doing, is actually sustainable. When we give a loan, we actually go in at the end of the loan to find out what are people doing with that loan. What are they doing with the funds we've given them? How have they then gone on to hire more people? So we do that on the field work, monitoring and evaluation to make sure that the loan is being used. But I would highlight that even before the loan is disbursed, we partner with what we call BDSPs, business development support teams, that go on the field to assess the actual beneficiary, do some KYC to confirm that that business does exist, that you've applied for this loan, your business exists. And then after the cycle of that loan, we then go back and confirm that that business has grown and has used the funds for the intended purpose that which you applied for. So that's the kind of monitoring and evaluation we do as well. And then on the training side, because like you know, not everyone is cut out for entrepreneurship, right? So for the employees that we train to get them into jobs, we assess them at the start of the training just to confirm where their skill set is at. And at the end of the training, we do an assessment as well, do a survey to confirm that that skill that you had actually gotten the training for, you've been able to use it to secure a job, and that you are earning from said job as well. So that's the kind of monitoring and evaluation we do. And we collect data as well. We're always constantly doing surveys. We're constantly putting reports out there just to ensure that we are that agency that you can partner with to actually push the governor's agenda, but ultimately making sure that the residents of Lagos State are empowered and they have access to the right tools to make sure they're sustainable and they're building resilience.
Let's look at the area of survey and research, because when you launch a survey in the course of trying to actually make some findings, what approach or what's the strategy you apply to make sure that you're very clear on your set target to be able to deliver on your mandate?
Before we embark on any program, obviously we have objectives on what we want to achieve. We have some commitments to our partners. We have some commitments to our stakeholders. So we ensure that we almost like put a pin or have like a baseline on what we set out to achieve from that particular program. And at the end of the program, we go out on the field through our monitoring and evaluation team and our research team to understand what's been the impact from said program. And then we use surveys to ask those questions, do some call for meetings as well. We do focus groups as well. And we conduct those by asking those questions to say, after this intervention, where's your business at now? After this intervention, have you been able to secure a job? And how are you thriving in that job? We say to ourselves, without hearing from our beneficiaries or without feeling the pulse of our beneficiaries and the people that we are set out to impact, we will be doing things the same way and not realize that we're not aiming for different results. So by asking those questions, constantly engaging them to understand where are their pain points, where can our interventions be best placed to make a difference, we are able to benefit from having a robust research desk, a robust M&E desk to ask these pertinent questions that would help every resident in Lagos State to actually be successful in what they do, whether it's on the entrepreneurship side or on the employment side.
Considering the fact that the city of Lagos is a cosmopolitan city with a fast-growing population, there's no doubt you're likely going to meet up with, I won't call them brick walls, but challenges. So what are the various challenges faced by the agency, and what efforts are you making to mitigate against them?
The reality is we always need a lot more support because there's a lot more people that need the intervention in Lagos State. So we're constantly looking for new opportunities for partnerships. We're constantly looking to grow our volunteer network. We have a thriving volunteer network of well-minded Lagosians that want to give back to the community, that want an opportunity to provide their subject matter expert to the average Lagosian. So we're always looking for more people to come and collaborate with us to actually give back to the community and impact that knowledge to Lagosians. So I think the resources are never enough. We're always looking for more resources, but then that's not a challenge in itself because that lack of resource always spurs us to look for more opportunities where we can have enough to be able to meet the needs of residents of Lagos State.
The Lagos State governor is very concerned in particular about the vulnerable group in Lagos. If you look at this group, there's a high level of illiteracy, talking about maybe the market women and all that. So how do you reach out to be able to get your message or create more opportunities for them?
Very good question, and I should have stressed that at the beginning as well. So beyond where we are in 16 Billings Way at a head office and us being online, we're very prominent online as well. We actually are situated in about 28 locations across Lagos State. We have about 28 licensing offices, and we're always looking for more. But right now, we say 28 licensing offices, we have their addresses online. Anyone can go there, and if they have any questions about what we do as a fund, they're welcome to go there and ask those pertinent questions. But why I stress these locations is because being in the local government is where we can actually get to the low-income households, the people that actually need the intervention. And our liaison officers in those locations are constantly plugged into the community development programs where we can actually create awareness of what we do. We actually go to the community development meetings as well, where we can say this is what LSCTF is doing, this is what the Lagos state government is doing via LSCTF. And a lot of these things is just lack of awareness, because some are there but they don't realize. Some people say, oh, I need to know somebody before I can access these programs, and that's not true. So my team are actually set up to also control the narrative and correct whatever wrong impressions might have been laid out there, to say, look, we're open, please come knock on our doors. If you can not apply for a loan online, you can come in and fill a form, and we will work with you to apply for that loan. If you're not able to attend a particular online program because you don't have access to data, you can walk into a liaison office and let them realize that you need the support to access that particular training. So I think being plugged into these locations at the local government level is a key way that we're ensuring that the people that need intervention the most, the low-income households and people at the bottom of the pyramid, we can plug into them, and we're also hearing from them directly, and we can make a change that way. Are you a resident of Lagos State looking for that support financially for your business, or you're looking for the right skills to get a job? Please reach out to us, LSCTF, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. We pride ourselves in saying we're your partner in progress. You can find us online, www.lsctf.ng, to have access to all our programs, or you can find us on all our socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just type in Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And you can also find us in 28 LCDAs, local government agencies. You can find all our liaison offices there to ask more questions on how you, as a resident of Lagos State, can get plugged into our programs. For all our partners out there, if you want an opportunity to do good work in Lagos State, let LSCTF be your implementation partner, where we can provide access to capital, access to market, access to capacity building programs, access to hubs, access to technology programs as well. We want to be your implementation partner to make a difference to residents of Lagos State. Your partner in progress. Thank you.
Executive Secretary, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, Feishayo Alayode. Interestingly, what she has just been able to disseminate in the discussion so far is obvious that there is hope for Lagosians for a better life. And of course, you just need to take advantage of the great opportunities offered by the agency. So, yes, in retrospect till date, please, we'd like you to encapsulate the major significant landmark achievements of the agency under your leadership since you came on board.
We've got quite a few of them, but I think the major one will be the Employment Summit in July, where we were able to pull in about 500,000 in terms of number of people that either registered or wanted to attend the event. And it was an interesting one because we were able to let people realize that there's need for collaboration between the public sector and the private sector, and even the demand side of labor and the supply side of labor. Letting people realize that we can't do it alone. And the theme was uniting for impact in Lagos State. At the end of that program, we charged everyone to realize that to create jobs in Lagos State, we need both the public sector and the private sector to work together. So the take home from the summit was understanding the key sectors that would be looking for that support in 2025, or 2024 into 2025. So the creative sector is one that's up and coming. The youth need that intervention, and we're looking to partner with certain organizations to ensure that that enabling environment for youth to work is very pertinent. So in terms of the creative sector and the gig economy, that's one that's coming up a lot and needs that support. For the entrepreneurs, it's really still access to capital, but saying that beyond access to capital, there's actually the need for that support, for that enabling environment. So we're looking to have more interventions in terms of our business support programs, and we need a lot more partnerships to help bring about those interventions a lot more. And then last but not least is just making sure that both the private and public sector collaborate a lot more to create an environment whereby no one is left behind and everyone has access to a job. Being able to create 43,000 jobs and being able to give loans to 1,700 residents of Lagos State. That was another achievement of ours. And then just improving our perception of our fund, realizing that we cannot do this work without the help of our partners. And that just ensuring that in 2024 in particular, we had a lot more multilateral agency partnership with GIZ, with UNDP, USADF. And I think I'm so proud of my team that we had multiple programs running at the same time. We're able to still deliver on our mandate to make sure that both the employee side of labor and the employment side of labor, we can actually partner with the Lagos State.
So how would you describe the impactful support of Mr. Governor to the agency?
Without Mr. Governor, we would not be here. Honestly, we are so thankful to him for the support he gives us directly and indirectly, because we are one agency that prides ourselves to say that the agenda of the governor is being delivered through us, but we can't do it alone. He's given us that opportunity to, when we need the support, when we need other commissioners to come through, other agencies, we get the support that we need. And I think that's one thing that we pride ourselves, being able to have the listening ear of Mr. Governor. We've had beneficiaries come to us to say, oh, we need this program, and immediately we put a business case together. The governor is always supportive. In fact, when we had, I think, a particular program that we ran last year through the King's Trust International, we're able to do that with the support of the governor as well. And that's given, I think we're looking to train 1,000 youth to actually get access to digital skills via WhatsApp, digital skills, technology skills as well. And that's one program that was heavily funded by the governor as well, because he believed in the vision and the business case that we're able to put together. So without the governor, we would not be here. So we're super thankful to you, sir. Thank you for that support all the time.
Are there future progressive projections or plans of the agency?
For 2025, we have a robust plan to actually make sure that we are touching a lot more sectors this year. So we're looking at renewable energy, we're looking at agriculture, we're looking at, still tradesmen as well. We're making sure that no sector is left behind. Any sector that needs that intervention, we would find a way to support that sector as well. In terms of numbers, we're looking to do more numbers than we did last year in 2024. We've done a very good job in terms of LSCTF to date. We have 2-3 states that have reached out to us that have said, we want to do what you're doing in our state. And I'm being very honest with you. And so we've actually had opportunity to take lessons learned on what we've done and saying you can follow through based on how we're set up, how we're structured, and build something similar in your state. But there's room for growth, because we've also had feedback. Some people say to us that your process is a bit too rigid, your turnaround time is a bit too long. So we're looking to crash our turnaround time so that people that want loans from us, they can get their loans in a timely manner. So we are working on that turnaround time. And I think that's where, when we talk about a template, there's always that room for growth to say, yes, you're delivering on your mandate, but can you deliver on them quicker?
Now, before we go, let's look at the templates you work with, and looking at the very complex situation in Lagos. Are there rooms for rapid, proactive improvement on the current template you use in operating?
If you look at the loan program in particular, maybe this is what I should have highlighted. For the first time, we've actually recorded a 90% collection in our repayment. That means 90% of the people that we've lent to have given us back our money in terms of government money. And we say this because if you don't repay the loan, you're taking money from somebody else that would have needed access in future. There's some cases where we've had to go to court, but we don't want to do that. We tell people, just come to us. We can always even find ways to restructure the loan. You can sit down with our risk team to understand what we can do to restructure the loan where the case is required. So we've had courts to do that, but we don't want to, or we don't need to. But I'm stressing that for 2024, we had almost 90% collections, and that's a good story to tell. And that's because of the robust nature, the amount of data we collect upfront, how we assess the data, how we use that data to ensure that we're only giving loans to people that, one, need the loan, and people that are able to repay the loan.
What's your final word of assurance to all partners, stakeholders, and of course, Lagosians in general?
We're building a resilient Lagos state, and we're building a resilient Lagos state resident. Everyone should have access to capital. Everyone should have access to business support. So Lagosians, we're here to partner with you. We're here to help you build a resilient economy and a resilient community. We are your partner in progress, LSCTF. Thank you for having me, Feyi Alayande.
It's been a wonderful time speaking with you, the Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, Feyi Alayande. I want to wish you all the best. Changing your destiny, it's not that difficult if you take the necessary advantage of opportunities offered by the Babajide Sanwo-Olu led government, especially through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. It's one thing to know that this fund exists. Is another thing to take advantage of the array of opportunities to change your life for the better. And that's it on Lagos Agencies in Focus platform on the City of Lagos TV show. The show will continue in a moment. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Feyi Alayande. I'm the Executive Secretary for Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Have you thought about what we do as a fund? Well, it's quite simple. Our mandate is to create an enabling environment where job opportunities in Lagos State thrive. We create job opportunities both on the entrepreneurship side and the employment side. Do you know what it is that we do? We have access to capital, access to business support programs, access to market, access to capacity building trainings, and all of this helps build a resilient Lagosian. Are you a resident in Lagos State? Are you employable and would like to work? We've got good news for you. We have so many programs that you can plug into around building capacity, around skills development and training, and then opportunities for placement in jobs. Please check us out at www.lsctf.ng on all our employability programs. We give loans from 50,000 Naira to 5 million Naira. Do you want to know what our requirements are for the loans? You simply need to have your bank verification number, BVN, your LASRA ID. You have to give us visibility of your bank statements, and you have to provide your KYC information, including your ID. All of these information, as well as your tax ID, are all we require to assess who you are as a resident of Lagos State and confirming you do qualify for our loans. Ultimately, you will have to repay the loans within the stipulated time frame of 6 months to 24 months. The success of LSCTF, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, is attributable to the wonderful leadership of our Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. With the Theme Plus agenda, LSCTF falls under the M, making Lagos State a 21st century economy. On the last Employment Summit in 2024, we had over 250 in attendance and over 1,000 registrations for the Employment Summit attendance. If you're unable to reach us online and would rather the physical touch, we're currently in 28 LCDAs in Lagos State, 28 local government agencies in Lagos State, and we have our liaison officers there. Please reach out to them if you want to ask questions, if you want to clarify any part of our requirements, or you simply need to get that support that's required. They will be there to help you. If you're someone looking for a job, if you're someone looking for a business idea, you're someone looking just to be active in terms of having access to a livelihood, LSCTF has got you. You're not alone. We're here to hold your hand. We're here to support you. We're here to help you realize that you can do life the right way and build resilience. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni o.
Well, that's a wrap on our story about Lagos today. Remember, wherever you are coming from, make Lagos your home. It's the best destination city ever. See you next week. Thanks for watching.